Opetaia just knocked out David Nyika on Wednesday down under in Australia, as many of you know. Crazy fight, back and forth, electrifying. And Opetaia came on top, man. He had too much heart, too much skill, too much strength, too much power for David Nyika. Do you know what I mean? And Opetaia got the job done. Respect to Opetaia. Do you know what I mean? Listen, I was a non-believer. I have to admit, I have to be honest. You know me, I give you the realness. I don't sit here and bullshit you. I tell you the realness. Do you know what I mean? I was a non-believer. But after the last night's performance, you know, by Opetaia, he's converted me, man. I'm a believer. I'm with him. Do you know what I mean? I'm a fan of this guy. Do you know what I mean? I doubted him in the past. I'm sorry, man. I have to eat a humble pie. This guy is the real deal. He's the real deal. And listen, before I carry on, yeah, shout out to all my viewers from down under, man. Do you know what I mean? I'm talking Australia, New Zealand, all the countries around there. Do you know what I mean? I don't really know the other ones. I'm sorry. I apologize. Samoa, yeah. Look, all the countries there, like neighboring countries to Australia, like just respect and salute to you guys out there, because they have one of the realest fans in sports. Like whether it be rugby, combat sport, everything, they're one of the realest fans ever. Listen, if you're gonna critique, yeah, or do an analysis, fight breakdown, a fight review, post-fight interview, whatever, yeah, and it involves one of their fighters, you better make sure that you come with fairness, honest opinions, and you better make sure you're unbiased. Because guess what? I had to learn it the hard way, yeah. You try and say something slick about their fighter, yeah, you try and come left or anything like that, or if you say something that's inaccurate about their fighter, they will come for you. They really look after their own, you know. They really look after their own. I'm being real. Like, I dropped the video, yeah, talking about Opetaia and his win against David Nyika, yeah. I dropped it. You can go find it in my channel, yeah. Actually, you know what? I'm going to leave the link round about here. So if you watch this video until the end, the link is going to be round about here, yeah. So you can go check it out. I don't know what I said in there. For me, I'm just a YouTuber, just giving my honest opinion. But I had a lot of people from Australia coming at me, man, say, yo, Enzo, what do you mean you didn't rate Opetaia? He's been doing the business. He's been that guy. Do you know what I mean? Like, oh, they proper came up. They came on to me, you know, just because I said I didn't really rate Opetaia in the past. They came up, you know what I mean? They came for me. So you know what I mean? So salute to you guys, man. You're real fans. And you know what? I appreciate it. I appreciate the engagement that you guys bring to my channel. Do you know what I mean? I love you guys for that, you know. And we're here. It's all about honest opinion. I keep it real here. You know, it's all about honest opinion. And I also welcome your honest opinion. Do you know what I mean? Because that's what it's about. We're engaging, we're conversating, we're having this conversation, we're debating, whatever it is. As long as it's healthy, that's what I love. You know what I mean? And you know me, I'm going to keep it real with you, show. So salute to all the viewers from down under. Do you know what I mean? Respect to you guys. Damn, you're tough. But anyways, let's get back to the realness. Let's get back to the subject, to the topic of this conversation, of this video. Eddie Hearn, post-fight, came out and did an interview. He said that he wants to make Oleksandr Usyk versus Opetaia. Now, that's very interesting for me, because Opetaia still has some business to handle in the Cruiserweight division. But let's actually look at the landscape of the Cruiserweight division. For Eddie Hearn to come out and be so confident that he's going to make that fight with Oleksandr Usyk within the next 18 months, it just tells me that Opetaia himself is so confident when he looks at the opposition in the Cruiserweight division that he has to face to become undisputed. He's thinking, you know what, these guys, I could take these guys out, man. The WBA and the WBO belts are held by Gilberto Ramirez. Now, the WBC belt is held by Badou Jack. Now, the interesting thing about Badou Jack is he's 41 years old. His last fight was against Makabu. That was back in 2023. So Badou Jack has been out of the ring for 2 years. He's been sitting on a shelf for 2 years. And I remember that fight Badou Jack had against Makabu, where he actually won the WBC belt. Post-fight, you know, they asked him, are you going to continue? Are you going to carry on? Are you going to move up to heavyweight? He wasn't so sure. Badu Jack wasn't so sure about what he's going to do next. You know, he's had some wars in the past. You know, he's moved up the divisions a lot. Do you know what I mean? All of that has taken his toll on his body. And you can tell he put a lot of effort to win the WBC belt. So my thinking is, Badu Jack might not even continue. Do you know what I mean? He might just announce his retirement soon, especially at 41 years old. How much more can his body take? Can he really put himself through another camp to fight someone like a Joe Opetaia, who's young, hungry, fresh, relentless, comes forward with power? He can box, he can bang, he can slag it out. I don't think Badu Jack at 41 years old, in my honest opinion, wants that smoke. If I'm wrong, if you're a Badu Jack fan, let me know in the comments, man. Let's have that conversation. I'm being real. Now, Gilberto Ramirez, I saw him against Chris Smith. I'm sorry, I wasn't impressed. I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry. I have to keep it real, man. I wasn't impressed. Ramirez, he holds the WBA and the WBO belt. He's probably next on Jay Opetaia's list. Do you know what I mean? He's next. He's next up. That will be the next fight to make. Yeah, it only makes sense. But when I watched Ramirez against Chris Smith, like Chris Smith had a cut in his eye, blood everywhere, struggling to see, and they still had a scrap. They were still banging. Like, yo, if you're this elite world-class fighter, like, you're meant to dispatch Chris Smith. Do you know what I mean? Like, I don't want to be disrespectful to Chris Smith. I respect all boxers, by the way, because the amount of work, grind that they have to put through to just get in a ring and fight 12 rounds, you have to respect it. Do you know what I mean? Listen, if you've never boxed, just go to your local gym, try and hit the pads for 2 rounds or even around 2 minutes. You start blowing out, mate. I'm telling you. So these guys here put the bodies on in line. I respect all of them. So I don't want to sound disrespectful towards Chris Smith here, but I don't rate him as an elite fighter. For me, he's a B-class fighter who works really hard, yeah, who's got a big heart, who shows so much effort, who gives it 100% in every fight. That's how you won the belt, man. Sometimes it's not about skill. Sometimes it's just about will. Do you know what I mean? The willpower, the determination, the hunger. If you've got all that, you can succeed above people who are way more gifted and skilled than you. Do you know what I mean? It's been proven time and time again. But for me, Ramirez should have got rid of Chris Smith. The fact that he didn't, the fact that they still had a war, the fact that the fight went to the scorecards, yeah, the judges had to decide. For me, like, I don't rate Ramirez for that. That's what I think, yeah. My personal opinion is Jay Opetaia would dispatch. He would dispatch Ramirez within 5-6 rounds. Ramirez takes way too many shots, man. And the form that Jay Opetaia is in right now, listen, man, he's one of he could bang with anyone right now in the world right now. Do you know what I mean? Like, he's high on confidence right now. So for me, by the end of this year, by the end of 2025, Jay Opetaia will be crowned undisputed cruiserweight champion. That's what I believe. You know what I mean? Obviously, if it doesn't happen, if he gets beaten, hey, I'll hold my hands up and eat humble pie like I always do. If I get a prediction wrong or anything like that, I hold my hands up. You know what I mean? I'm not big-headed. But I don't see no one left in this cruiserweight division that could do anything to Jay Opetaia. Do you know what I mean? Jay Opetaia is the real deal. He is that guy. And he is going to achieve what Oleksandr Usyk managed to achieve in a cruiserweight division, which has become undisputed. So, moving forward, 18 months, I can actually see the logic in what Eddie Hearn is saying. I can actually see that fight happening. And you know what? Oleksandr Usyk might need a different type of challenge for him to get defeated, because he went up to the heavyweight division, yeah? And no offense to any of the guys in the heavyweight divisions, yeah? Daniel Dubois, Anthony Joshua, Tyson Fury, but these guys have just let me down, man. Their performances against Usyk has really let me down. I really thought Usyk going up to the heavyweight division, I thought, yeah, Usyk is very skilled, he's an elite boxer, but these guys would be too big for him. These guys will be too aggressive, too powerful for him. But you know what? These guys have been scared of Usyk's power more than Usyk has been scared of their power. He's had what? 48 rounds with AJ and Fury. 24 rounds with AJ, 24 rounds with Tyson Fury. 48 rounds, yeah? And none of these giants managed to even knock Usyk down, even give him an 8 count. None of them managed it. Do you know how disappointed I feel? Like, I feel pissed off about that because, like, AJ Fury, these guys are my generation, man. Like, I'm a similar age as AJ and Fury. Do you know what I mean? I grew up with these guys, man. I really expected more from them in this fight, but they let me down. I get it. Usyk is an elite fighter. Usyk is in my top 10 greatest fighters of all time. I've said this time and time again. I've made it clear. But Joshua, Fury just let me down in their performances, man. I really expected way more from them. I expected more aggression. I expected for them to bring that power, to bring all that smoke, to make it dirty, but none of that happened. They played it safe. So no complaints from them two guys. You know what I mean? So that's why I think Usyk, going back to Cruiserweight, is in more danger of losing than he is staying in the heavyweight division. Because someone like a Opetaia, let's keep it real here, yeah? Let's talk about this. In the next 18 months, Usyk will be damn near 41 years old. He'll be nearly 41 years old. And listen, father time does not wait for anybody. And Usyk, yeah, as great as he is, I repeat myself, yeah, he's not going to get any better. Do you know what I mean? He's not going to improve. Usyk himself is on the decline. Do you know what I mean? The last 2 fights against Tyson Fury, we might not tell it now, but in the next fight, if Usyk does decide to continue in the heavyweight division, we might start seeing some wear and tear from Usyk because he has to work so hard to prepare himself for these giants. And eventually your body will start to give way. Your body will start to slow down. Do you know what I mean? Your body will start to slow down. He's only human. He's not a robot. Do you know what I mean? And even against Fury, even though he did perform well, he won the fight. Even though Fury's fans keep complaining, but Usyk won the fight. It wasn't the classic Usyk, was it? It wasn't the cruiserweight Usyk, was it? There was a little decline in his performance as well. He was getting hit a little bit more. Do you know what I mean? Fury was able to get to him a bit more. The only thing is, Fury didn't capitalize on the moments when he was actually hurting Usyk. He didn't capitalize on him. He didn't jump on Usyk. Do you know what I mean? But I don't think Opetaia will make that mistake as those heavyweight guys have done. And do you know what I like about Opetaia? Like I said earlier in the video, he can do anything. He could bang. He could box. You want to make it dirty, he'll make it dirty. You want to fight on a rope, fight in a pocket. He can do everything. Opetaia is that guy. So I can envision a scenario where Opetaia does beat Oleksandr Usyk in the next 18 months. Because age will play a major factor in it. Let's be real. Age will play a major factor. We can't just not think about it. We can't just dismiss that. Opetaia is 29 years old. Do you know what I mean? He's almost like 10 years younger than Oleksandr Usyk. He will have that youth. You have the power. You have the speed. You have the cardio, the physio. You have all of that above. So it's not above the realms of imagination to see Opetaia beat Oleksandr Usyk. Because within the next year, Oleksandr Usyk is steadily going to decline. And Opetaia, he's just coming into his prime now. This is his time. So I can see that fight happening within 18 months. And most likely the winner of that fight, it could be Opetaia. Do you know what I mean? It could be. That's just my opinion. But if you don't agree with me, let me know in the comments. Let me know in the comments. Let's have that conversation. But for me, that's a fascinating fight. And if Usyk is going to eventually lose, it might not be to these giants, these big heavyweights. Because for me, they're kind of too slow. They don't pressure him. They're not aggressive enough. They're scared of the counter-punching from Usyk, especially Usyk being a southpaw. They're all shook, man. He's kind of cleaned up the heavyweight division. Like Usyk really has nothing to do there. He's become undisputed. Maybe the next challenge for him is to come back down and face an undisputed champion at the Cruiserweight division, which I know and you know will most likely be Opetaia. So let's make that fight happen, man, in 18 months. You know, obviously it's boxing. The landscape can change at any time. Do you know what I mean? But let's wait and see. But that's a very intriguing prospect for us to look forward to. Do you know what I mean? That type of matchup. Do you know what I mean? You get our juices flowing and all that. And do you know what I mean? I'll be back for that. Do you know what I mean? I'll be looking forward to talking about the breakdown and the analysis, fight reviews and everything like that. Listen, bring it on, man. Bring it on. But listen, I want to leave it at that. I think I've blabbed on a bit too much. Let me know in the comments what you think. Do you want to see that fight between Opetaia versus Oleksandr Usyk within the next 18 months? Let me know in the comments. Let's have that conversation. Once again, don't forget, if you are new to the channel, please drop a like, drop a comment. Let's have these discussions. Let's have the conversations. And also, please don't forget to subscribe to the channel, because that's the only way you're going to help us to grow. Thank you very much for watching EMGM Sports. I'm your boy Enzo. I'll be back real soon with another one. Until then, stay blessed. Peace.